Okay, this is the last part of Book 3, Autumn. Do they know where we are? Not yet. I asked to interrogate Yamada-san in private. It took a while, but finally I gained her trust. She told me where you were, and I gave Akuzu's men a false location, a hiker's shelter 10 miles to the north. It's only a matter of time, though, Hiro. They'll find you here, one way or another, if you don't move on. But where can we go if they don't find us here and they'll find us somewhere else? Exactly. You are going to get caught eventually, unless you change the rules of the game. Look, Hiro, Akuzu's sphere of influence is huge, but it's not infinite. You've got to get outside of his jurisdiction. There's a ship docked in Otaru. It's sailing for the South Seas on December 27th. I met with the captain and made all the arrangements. He's going to let you both be stowaways, provided you are standing next to that ship on the right night at the right time. What happens after that is up to you. I'm not saying all your problems will be solved, but if everything goes according to plan, Akuzu's men will be hunted around Hokkaido for years to come, and you'll both be long gone. The South Seas, stowaways. It all seemed so crazy, so utterly impossible. But Eika was right. The rules of the game had changed, whether we wanted them to or not. From now on, getting caught wasn't just a matter of dashed hopes. It was, for Hiro, tantamount to a death sentence. Eika couldn't stay long. She needed to report back to Akuzu's men and keep her the rules of searching for us. I knew that the mess we were in was largely of her making, and that her attempt to guide us out of it was little more than a grudging act of penance. Still, something inside me wanted our final farewell to be, if not friendly, that at least civil. Look, Eika, I just want you to know that what you said earlier isn't true. I don't hate you. Oh yeah, well, guess what? I don't need your pity. No, Eika, that's not what I meant. I'm doing this for Hiro, not you. Understand that? I couldn't care less about you, Miki. And as a point of fact, if Hiro weren't here, if it was just us, I swear to God, I'll kick your pretty little teeth in. All right, Eika, that's enough. And you. Eika never said another word. She stood there shaking and sobbing until all the pain she'd been holding inside had finally run its course. Then she turned, grabbed her things, and left without looking back. Hiro and I decided not to risk another night at the cave. We spent the rest of the afternoon preparing for the long journey to Otaru. If would be far more challenging than the hike to the cave, at least 20 times the distance, some of it up and over mountain ranges, and most of it, judging from the freezing cold weather that was already upon us, through a landscape buried beneath snow and ice. I was packing a small iron skillet Eika had brought us when I looked down and saw, against the blackness of the cast iron, a tiny delicate silver of white. I turned to tell Hiro, but he already noticed, and it was standing there taking it all in. watching the flakes float down in ever greater abundance. Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. Hiro knew as well as I did that this vast cloud of white descending from the sky was a great many things besides beautiful. It was a sign of what we were up against, of the enormous obstacles that yet stood before us, of how cold and exhausted we'd be in the days and weeks ahead, and of just how remote, both in distance and the likelihood of one shot at freedom really was. But then I realized that it wasn't a sign at all, that it was snow, just snow, and the snow is above all else. Beautiful. Okay.